Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. A nurse has been given £750 in compensation because a hospital dared to listen in to her private phone call. Now that would be bad enough as it is, but when I tell you that the hospital is the Inverclyde, you'll be probably thinking, that's not surprising at all, given that this, of course, was the hospital that paid private investigators to spy on family members of people who died. So it's not surprising they're spying on their staff. But that is only the tip of a particularly large and very nasty iceberg. You aren't going to believe some of the things that this hospital have been doing, and I genuinely think it needs a full and thorough public inquiry as to the actions of this hospital, and certainly heads must roll. So hold on to your hats and we'll go on this little journey to see how appallingly awful these people truly are. And honestly, they are really bad. Here goes. So ex-nurse paid compensation after the Scots Health Board listened in to her phone call. They shouldn't be listening in to anyone. They're not MI5, you know. Anyway, a former nurse has been awarded compensation after an under-fire health board listened in to one of her phone calls. This is absolutely astounding what this health board has been doing. Seriously. Leslie Roberts has been a thorn in the side of the Greater Glasgow and Clyde Health Board as she battled for the rights of her fellow nurses during COVID. As a union and health and safety rep at Inverclyde Hospital in Greenock, she raised complaints about the staff being refused the right to wash their uniforms at work to prevent taking COVID into their homes. And she raised grievances about PPE issues. Now we know there was massive PPE issues, not just in the Inverclyde. I mean, all over the whole of the UK, there was massive problems with getting them. There was shortages everywhere to begin with. In the end, they had so many that were burying them in landfills, but at the beginning they just couldn't get hold of them. And the standard instruction was, yes, you can clean your clothes at work to save you bringing any risk out of the hospital and into your private home. That was a standing rule, but that wasn't good enough for the hospital. Leslie has maintained that masks given to nurses were not fit for purpose, and the latest figures showing 2,400 Scottish nurses have long COVID indicate some truth in her claims. The bosses refused to allow Lindsay's colleagues to launder uniforms at work, despite it being the Scottish Government's guidance at the time. They were told they have to do it, and the hospitals were saying no. Do they think they're above the law? Anyway, when Leslie fought the issue, she claims her own nursing registration was threatened by an NHS manager. Some little bumped up fuckface who thinks he's powerful, but in actual fact is a nobody who was over-exercising the power he didn't have. You know, I'm assuming he's a male, but it could have been a woman. But even so, the principle stands whichever way round. Leslie said, I was astounded at some of the goings on. A corrupt and extremely nasty employer became an absolute monster to ensure the silence and obeisance of all staff. Yeah, they became control freaks. They wanted to rule every single aspect of these nurses' lives. They thought that they had the authority. They thought they had the right to impose their will on a whim. Well, they learnt because they haven't. While the staff were terrified and fully aware that the surgical type 2 mask did not protect them against a deadly virus, the behaviours of the management was appalling in their quest to silence them. Basically, those little paper masks that everyone was forced to use do not protect against viruses. Everyone said it from day one, but they were told, you still got to wear them, because it wasn't about wearing the mask for your safety. It was about control and obedience of the masses. That's what it was. Anyway, she said, while I was fighting for adequate laundering facilities in the nurses' manager's quest to ensure my silence, he threatened my clinical role. I was acting as a rep and therefore protected under due legislation. But not content to threaten me once over the phone, he He wanted to meet me face to face to bully me further. He deemed my actions to be professional nursing misconduct issues. She's standing up for her colleagues as their rep and demanding proper health and safety issues be addressed. And he didn't like it because he knew he couldn't deal with it. He's an inadequate little prick. Anyway, he tried again and he phoned back. This time, however, unknown to me, he had someone on the call with him to ensure there was a plan in place to deal with this. And unless you're told otherwise, that's illegal. Anyway, Leslie, who says 13 managers had an email chain in their quest to ensure that I was silenced at all and any cost, has been awarded £750 in compensation. I think at least two more zeros needs to go on the arse end of that number. She reported her concerns to the Information Commissioner's office, and the NHS GGC was found to have acted inappropriately and not given her the information to which she was legally entitled. The board and Inverclyde Hospital were found to be unable to prove they acted fairly, transparently and within the law, because quite clearly they didn't. A spokesman for the board said there is no truth to the claims that the call was illegal or that there was any campaign against this person. And that sounds to me like utter bullshit, because otherwise they wouldn't have awarded her £750 in compensation for the things they've done. They were trying to ban and threatening the livelihood of a nurse because she was standing up for the safety of others, and they didn't like it because these petty, fogged up little turds who thought all of a sudden, oh, we've got power, look at us, we've got the authority now to do just exactly what we like, and they tried to impose it, and other people said no. And well done to those who said no, because that's what's happened all the way. These jumped up little Napoleons, they think they have power, and they find out they haven't, and they stamp their tiny little feet, and I say fuck them. Anyway, well done to her, well done, enjoy the money, go and have something nice, go and have a nice meal, get a hairdo, something nice with it. Anyway, I shall finish this and round off. I absolutely cannot abide bullying, because usually the people who are doing it are rather inadequate, aren't they? They're not capable of doing their own job professionally or anything, but they have to bully to make themselves feel important. If I can put you down, I'll feel better. What a tosser. What an absolute tiny penis little tit he is, that fella. Oh well, Leslie won. Well done. Show the moose boss. Take the money away and run, and tell them to go screw themselves. But anyone who's ever bullied at work, make a point of standing outside and shouting out very loudly and say, don't bully me. Stop bullying me. Why are you doing this? I want a witness. Come in here, and grab someone. And never go into a meeting alone. If they say, can you come into my office, grab someone to come in with you. That always screws with their mind. They don't know how to deal with it. They say, I'm sorry, this is a private matter. Say, well, that's my representative. If you want to have a private matter with me, you do it in front of someone. They don't like it, and you find 9 times out of 10 they back down because they're scared. They're frit. They have no spine. But I do. Thanks very much for listening. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. Ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment. Please make a share. Please share the video. Going mad. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and remember, you have the power, not them. And goodbye.